Hello, Oilers fans. Austin here with today's pregame report between the Edmonton Oilers and the Buffalo Sabres. The Oilers are firmly in position to make a run in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Buffalo Sabres, unfortunately, once again for Sabres fans, are near the bottom of the NHL standings, continuing their perpetual rebuild. And I feel really bad because we saw the Oilers go through what Buffalo's going through for 10 years. However, Buffalo is nearing 15 years of this, which is just, I'm sorry, Sabres fans. I know you don't want to hear it. I know you don't want to hear the apologies from other fan bases. But for Buffalo, though, that can be an advantage in a situation like this, where the Oilers, they tend to not always show up against teams that are kind of lower in the standings. Those teams, they always elevate their game against Edmonton. And for the Buffalo Sabres, they can play loosey-goosey for the most part. They can utilize their speed, their youth, and take advantage of the Oilers that are still a little bit shaky defensively and definitely shaky in that crease. So we'll see how the game plays out. As always, during all these pregame reports, we will do the lineups, the game day stats, and the keys to the game, including players to watch and my official score prediction, which is not based on science at all. We just have fun with it. So make sure to let me know who your players to watch are. Let me know your score prediction. And as always, if you enjoy these pregame reports, make sure to smash the like button. And if you really like this video, make sure to hit subscribe, as we did just pass 4,700 subscribers. So we are continuing that ascent to 5,000 subs, which is incredibly exciting. So thank you all so much for that. Without further ado, let's jump into the lineups. Now, as of the recording of this video, official lineups have not been posted, and I can't access Twitter right now because it is down, so I don't know if the official lineups have been posted. However, I would imagine Chris Knobloch is going to continue to go with the lineup that has won 3 of the last 4 games here. So the projected lineup that I have, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. Zach Hyman, of course, finally getting his game going. He had 2 goals against the Dallas Stars, so that's really good to see. Connor McDavid was definitely looking like his old self against Dallas as well. You can really tell that his game is starting to turn around here, and that is going to be huge for the Oilers if they want to have any hope on going deep into a playoff run. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, he'll round out that top line. However, I would personally like to see Nuge bump to the third line center position, and I wouldn't mind seeing Adam Henrique bumped up to the top line left wing position. I just don't like Henrique with Janmark and Brown, but we will discuss that a little bit later here. Second line, Podkolzin with Draisaitl and Victor Arvidsson. Now, Draisaitl, he had an open net to hit against the Dallas Stars, and he hit the outside of the post. So instead of having goal number 47, he's still at 46. However, he's still firmly in the lead in the Rocket Richard race, and he's 5 points behind Nathan McKinnon for the Art Ross race. Now, I would find it pretty hard for Draisaitl to come out on top in the Art Ross, but you never know. The Oilers, they tend to go on little runs here in the final month or so of the season, and the Oilers' strength of schedule is actually one of the easiest remaining among all NHL teams. So if Draisaitl and McDavid want to start pumping those numbers up, not that they care about individual stats, that's just a me thing. I care about individual stats right now because I want to see Draisaitl take all the awards as possible. He has an opportunity here to score on a team that does leak goals. The Buffalo Sabres are one of the leakiest teams in the league, one of the worst goaltending, one of the worst defensively minded groups. So for Edmonton, don't get caught in the trap of going back and forth in a track meet, but you can take advantage of your opportunities should you get them. And Victor Arvidsson, he finally got off the schneid. He scored against Dallas. That was great. Vasily Podkolzin, he has not scored in a while. Would love to see him break that today as well. Third line, Matthias Janmark with Adam Henrique and Connor Brown. Now, this line was much better against Dallas than they had been in recent games. However, I still don't like the long-term prospects of this line sticking together. I would like to see Henrique or Janmark completely broken off of this line. Henrique can go up with McDavid. Janmark could just be pulled right out of the lineup for all I care. I'm kind of tired of watching Matthias Janmark. I don't know what the coach's fascination is with this specific player. Listen, I understand he works hard. He's instrumental on the penalty kill. But number 1, the penalty kill sucks right now. Number 2, Janmark does absolutely nothing at 5-on-5. And for a guy like Jeff Skinner, who's on the outside looking in with this lineup, I just find Jeff Skinner is much more effective. If you want some balanced scoring on all of your lines through, up and down from line 1 to line 4, I don't really understand why Janmark continues to be given regular shifts when a guy like Jeff Skinner, who's worked hard to turn his game around and be more of a two-way player this year and is one of the most efficient goal scorers on the entire team in terms of goal production production compared to the amount of minutes that he gets. I just don't understand this fascination from Chris Knobloch. However, I do hope that they continue to have a little bit of success here, because as long as they're not being scored on, well, I can't complain too much. Fourth line, of course, Max Jones with Kasperi Kapanen and Corey Perry. This line continues to look okay. They have their moments, especially Max Jones. However, Max Jones is kind of a wrecking ball. He's kind of chaotic out there. Like, I love his game. Don't get me wrong. Like, I want him to stay in the lineup, but I would like to see him just kind of, I don't know. I don't know if it's just because everyone else just looks so structured all the time, and Max Jones is just kind of skating around. He's looking for hits, and he has skill too. He likes to dangle. He likes to show off his hands, which is terrific. But he is a little bit chaotic out there. Let's see if he can kind of slow his game down, pick his spots, and then contribute a little bit on offense too. When it comes to the defense pairs, Matthias Ekholm with Evan Bouchard, assuming Ekholm is healthy. If Ekholm is not healthy, of course, Stetcher will be in the lineup instead. Nurse, Kulak, Wallman, Emberson, and then your two extras, Stetcher and Klingberg. Again, I don't know what the actual defensive pairs are going to look like. This is just my own projection when everyone's healthy. Nurse and Wallman did play together against Dallas, and they were phenomenal against the Dallas Stars. I thought the Nurse-Wallman pair looked great, so expect Nurse and Wallman to continue to play together tonight, I would imagine. And in goal, I'm assuming Stuart Skinner is going to get the start. Yes, he gave up 4 goals against the Dallas Stars, but I would argue at least 3 of those goals he had absolutely no chance on. So it's tough to blame the goaltending. I know when you look at the box score and you see 4 goals against, it's like, oh no, Stu, not again. You're giving up all these goals. You had a 5-1 lead. Trust me, if you watch the game, you'll know he wasn't really at fault for any of them. However, in saying that, that doesn't mean that he can't be better. That doesn't mean that he can't continue to work on his game. And, he did play very well against Buffalo back in January, where the Sabres actually had a ton of chances and Skinner had to lock things down in that third period. So we will see if the Oilers are able to continue to do that this time, because Buffalo, they tend to play Edmonton very, very hard. And these are the types of games where, as an Oilers fan, they're fun to watch, but they're not fun for my heart, because they are definitely, I don't know, that they are chaotic, to say the least. For the Buffalo Sabres, when we look at their stats, they are 24, 32, and 6 on the season, 3, 6, and 1 in their last 10 games. They rank 24th in expected goals, 27th on the power play. They rank 22nd on the penalty kill, 12th in goals for. So this is a team that can put the puck in the net, but they rank 30th in goals against per game. Defensively and goaltending has been a major problem for the Buffalo Sabres this season. Corsi for ranks 14th and shots for percentage ranks 21st. So the Sabres aren't like a awful team. They're not bottom 5 when it comes to the possession metrics. They're definitely top half when it comes to goal scoring, goals for. However, their special teams are abysmal and they can't get a save to save their life. That's just an understatement right now. So for the Sabres, it's tough. It's a tough situation when you just feel like you're never going to get out of this hole that they're in when it comes to their rebuild. But they did pick up Josh Norris at the trade deadline, so that's probably going to be a player to watch moving forward here. The Edmonton Oilers, they are 37, 22, and 4. They are second place in the Pacific Division. They have a bit of a lead on the Kings, who did beat Vegas in regulation last night. So the Oilers have an opportunity to continue to get a little bit closer to Vegas, even though Vegas does have games in hand. They're 4 and 6 in their last 10. The Oilers rank 4th in expected goals. They rank 5th on the power play. They did not get a power play against the Dallas Stars. So I really hope that they're able to get at least one power play against the Buffalo Sabres. I would find it nearly impossible for 2 straight games, 2 opponents playing perfect, clean hockey, no infractions whatsoever. That's just incredible to me if it does happen. The Oilers rank 26th on the penalty kill. Their penalty kill has been absolutely abysmal. They gave up 2 goals against the Dallas Stars on the kill, and that penalty kill needs to get going, man. I know we talk about Matthias Janmark getting regular minutes, and you can't just blame one specific player when a team scores a power play goal against you. But my God, this penalty kill, it's hot and cold. Until the game against Dallas, they had killed 15 of their last 16, and before that, they had given up like 9 power play goals in their last 20. It's just, I don't understand the ebbs and flows of this penalty kill right now. It makes no sense. Goals for per game ranks 9th, goals against ranks 13th. Corsi for ranks 4th, and shots for percentage ranks 3rd. So the Oilers continue to be a top 5, top 6 possession team. They have a great power play. It's the special teams and, of course, the goaltending that is usually the weak point for this club. Let's see if they are able to keep building and find a way to pull out a big win tonight. Now, my keys to the game, the Oilers build on the Dallas game. They had a really good thing going for the first 50 minutes against the Dallas Stars, and then the wheels started to unravel just a little bit. They started to fall off just a little, not entirely. They were able to fix things and manage to pull out the win, but build on that Dallas game. The first 50 minutes of that game against the Stars was the best I've seen this team play since probably the playoffs last year. It was a phenomenal effort. If they play like that, Buffalo has no chance tonight. And then, of course, in saying that, roll all four lines. Now that the Oilers have a bit more depth throughout their lineup, Max Jones is adding an element that this team has not had all season long when it comes to the physicality in that bottom six and extra speed. If the Oilers are rolling all four lines, that is a good thing. And for the most part, they were doing that against Dallas. Of course, you shorten the bench in the third period when you're suddenly, instead of being up by 4, you're only up by 1 with 7 minutes left. They had to lock things down. I totally understand that. But if they roll all four lines against the Buffalo Sabres, I like their chances. And of course, strong penalty kill is key. If the Oilers are going to find themselves in the box, they have to find a way to make kills. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night here in Buffalo. And for the Sabres, their keys to the game, loosey-goosey, right? Like, they're not going to be a playoff team. They're going to want to open things up a little bit against the Oilers. And if you can open up the Oilers, if you can start to stretch that neutral zone out, if you can start using your speed to get by defenders, you're going to get the Oilers caught in positions where they're not good at defending, especially on the rush. So that's why speed is also a key to the game for Buffalo. Utilize your speed, rush attack the Edmonton Oilers because they are a bad team at defending their own blue line, and they get scored on a lot when it comes from the rush. And then, of course, emulate the last meeting that they had against the Oilers. Back in Rogers Place in January, the Buffalo Sabres probably deserved to win that game, if I'm going to be completely honest. In fact, they did deserve to win that game. If they can emulate that performance from the last time these two teams met, the Oilers are going to be in big, big trouble unless Edmonton can find a way to shut down Buffalo's attack. My players to watch for the Edmonton Oilers, the entire bottom six is going to be my players to watch because we start to see their game turning around. Connor Brown had a goal. That's fantastic. His second goal in 32 games, just phenomenal work from Connor Brown. Remember, Connor Brown gets a hat trick. I buy his jersey, and obviously that is not very likely to happen. And of course, Josh Norris for the Buffalo Sabres. He was their trade deadline pickup. Of course, they traded Dylan Cousins to the Ottawa Senators, which was an interesting trade. I don't know what I'm feeling with Buffalo. I don't really understand the logic with some of the moves that they make and don't make, but that's just my thoughts on that. Score prediction, I'm going to say 4-2 Edmonton. Normally the score prediction is hidden, but I forgot to hide it. Normally I'll hide it and then pop it open, but 4-2 Oilers is going to be my score prediction. I think Edmonton continues to climb. They've won 3 of their last 4 games. I like their chances tonight. However, in saying that, they have to play a full 60 minutes. They have to make sure that they are structured. They have to make sure that they do not let Buffalo open them up and try and defend that blue line as much as possible. I'm excited to watch more Jake Wallman. I think he was phenomenal against Dallas. That first impression among oil country is very, very positive. Fans are already in love with this guy. I can already see the Wallman jerseys appearing everywhere soon. So for Jake Wallman, you love to see that. Let's see if they can find a way to build on that. That is it from me. Thank you all so much for watching. Your support means the absolute world. I just punched my microphone. You love to see that. Usually do that once a video. Of course, I will not be live streaming tonight, I don't think. I don't know when my next live stream is going to be, but obviously keep an eye out for that. I will have a post-game fan reaction after the game, though, so make sure you tune in after the game. I'll have the fan reaction up, and then, of course, we continue to create content the rest of the way. The Oilers will have a couple days off after this game against Buffalo, and start of the Eastern Conference swing. Let's see if this Eastern Conference road trip goes much better than their last one, which was a disaster. The Oilers need to find a way to get some more wins on the road. So thank you all for tuning in. Your support means the world. Smash the like button, smash subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And of course, as always, please tell someone that you love them and fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Let's go Oilers. We'll see you tonight.